Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pulse Podcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins here in studio. To my right, your left, Eric Hall.
What up?
Sideline Socks. To my left, your right, Brendon Blott.
What up?
The other sideline.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other sideline.
And then, always, keeping us locked in, the wizard, Greg Kinn.
The whole damn stadium, baby.
The whole damn stadium.
The boys on the sidelines, I'm the stadium.
Running the whole damn show.
Yes, sir.
All right. Once again, we're back. It's been a while, but we're excited to get back at it. We got a lot to talk about. A lot has happened since the last time we did a podcast. We got some snacks that we're going to try later on. We got a viral video we want to talk about later in the podcast. But first, we want to talk about what's been going on lately with you guys. Like, Eric, you just got back from a vacation?
Yeah, that was nice.
Tell us a little bit. What happened?
Yeah, it was nice to be able to get away from all this weather. We left like the day before it started snowing and went on a little Caribbean cruise. So
Nice.
yeah, we were on some nice white sand beaches, and then we got back and the white stuff on the ground wasn't so nice.
It's not something you want to walk
No,
around
it was
in barefoot.
awful, man. Like we drove home from Florida, and I left Florida in flip flops, and then I had to get gas somewhere along the way, and it was like a couple inches of snow on the ground, and I had flip flops on, so yeah, that was fun.
That's always fun. Yeah.
I'm still trying to get caught back up from that. You know, like kind of got
Yeah.
that vacation hangover.
It's an acclimation process.
Yeah, man. I've never had a vacation in the wintertime before, so trying to come back from it, it's weird acclimating back from it. When you go on vacation in the summertime, you go somewhere nice, you come back, at least it's still 80, 70 degrees. Came back from being 85 degrees to negative and snow. So yeah, it's a hard acclimation, man.
Yeah.
It's different.
But we're happy to have you back.
Yeah.
Brendan, what you been up to, man?
I'm on my honeymoon from finishing school right now is what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've kind of just been
Chillaxing.
trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do with myself now that I don't have school. So,
Sweet.
but it's been nice. I've just been not doing a whole lot, being here doing the videos for the games and making my orange chicken at Panda.
Oh yeah.
Slanging that chicken.
Yep.
So talk about your new role as a cam op. What do you like about the job? Like, how you liking it so far?
I mean, amongst turning a camera side by side and paying attention, it's just like going to a high school game, watching it for me. Like
You get caught up watching the game
I
too
just
much, don't you?
no, not even that. It's like I have the headphones on, so I'm listening to you guys talking while watching it. So I'm just the person there making sure that everybody can see everything. So
Getting in the zone.
yeah, it's fun. It's something different for me. So it's been fun.
I kind of always wondered what that would be like to.
Yeah.
Since I saw that you were doing that, I'm like, you know, you're normally the sideline guy. You're used to talking. You're not having to worry about what other people are seeing. You know, and for the whole time, you know, you're only there for a little bit of it. So I always kind of wondered what it'd be like to run the camera. I mean, I know what it takes, what it looks like on TV anyway. So I imagine it would be just kind of like,
Yeah.
it'd be kind of cool doing that. I think
It's been nice. At first, I was a little hesitant. I know I was gonna go, but like once you do it a couple times, it's like okay, it's really not. It's not all that bad.
Yeah, and if you watch it on TV, you know the angles and you know when to zoom in, zoom out. You know all the stuff. So
yeah, exactly.
it'd be pretty cool to do.
It's been fun. It's something different for me, especially like I said, with me not having school now, it gives me a little more free time to do some stuff like that. So
For sure. Greggy, how's things been going for you, man?
Not too bad. Could complain, won't complain too much.
Nah, what's the point?
My heater, for some reason, decided to take crap on me last night. So, but I got the house warmed back up, so can't complain.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, but now I just got to figure out what's wrong with it.
That's not so good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole furnace thing that sucks, man. Especially this time of year when it's this cold out.
Oh yeah,
No, I don't like hearing that, man.
not the time.
So, but other than that, everything been pretty cool though?
Yeah, man, actually, in the good news column, which kind of helped me out, I didn't even think to mention this, but should be counting my blessings instead of complaining anyways. I bet, like, $10 randomly like what was that, 2 weeks ago, Nate, when they had the last playoff games in the
Yep.
NFL. They just threw like $30 on 3 random bets, ended up winning like $250 on one.
Heck yeah.
I've never won that kind of money. I was like, dude, this is the best thing ever.
This is the best thing ever. Now he's in deep.
Gotta love hitting the parlays.
They got the hook.
I'm too broke to have spent any more yet, but the Super Bowl is coming.
They placed the hook. Now Greg is pulled in.
Yeah, Eric's always sending me parlays and stuff. He's like, look, I just need one guy. I just need
Yeah, I quit.
Jarrett Allen to get me 10
No.
rebounds and he gets 6. You're like, ugh.
How long's it been since you got one of them? It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Because I'm done. Yeah, man.
Done?
Well, I mean, I'm not completely done. But,
He's not.
No.
No.
but no,
He's
I
not-
ain't- it ain't-
never say never.
No,
Yes.
I'm not. No, I can't bet like I was
I'm
because
still due.
it just irritates me.
Yeah, there's one in the chamber somewhere.
Mhm.
It's in there.
I just do little ones now, just little ones, but I'd expect to lose, so I don't send you excited things going, look how close I am, because I
Right.
know that just jinxes it.
So let's talk about what's going on in sports. There's a lot that has happened since the last time we did a podcast, and
Yes.
the
Yeah, a
one
little
main
bit.
thing that we need to talk about is the Browns. That's why I wanted to have this podcast and go over this stuff with you guys, because I think them firing Stefanski really, for whatever reason, that pissed me off like I've never been pissed off as a Browns fan. Like I packed up all my shit, put it in the closet. I literally packed it all. It is still in the closet. Like
Yeah.
all my Brown shit's still in the closet until they prove to me that they're willing to, like they're committed to winning consistently. I don't see how, at least at the time, I didn't see how firing Stefanski was the path forward to success.
Didn't we, during that last podcast that we had, I thought that we had the conversation that it was time that he needed to go.
Yeah.
Here's the thing,
Like,
man.
I don't remember exactly what you said, but
I did.
I was
and
ready.
You can
I
go
was
back
ready
and
at
watch
the time
that
for
last
him to go.
podcast, and I think I did say that it's time. He's got to go. But the more I think about this, the more, when it happened, it hit me so hard because, here's a guy who 2 Coach of the Year awards and the only coach who's been able to take this team to the playoffs consistently. I mean, he's been here for 6 years. 2 of those 6 years been in the playoffs. So that hasn't happened since we've been back, since the Browns have been back. They haven't been to the playoffs in 2 out of 6 years. That's never happened.
yeah. But what has happened after they have some success? Like they can't handle it. They go like this, and then he doesn't. He's too level-headed, I think, to where I think he lost the locker room because he's not that guy that's gonna like get on your ass about it. He's kind of like it's okay. We'll get it next time. We'll fix it next time. This is what we need to fix. And like I think he lost the locker room. So like it was time for a change. There was nothing was gonna be different under his leadership, I don't think.
Okay.
It was time for both of them to change. And I'm not saying that Stefanski is a bad coach. Like you said, he was 2-time coach of the year. He took us to the playoffs. Some great times with Coach Stefanski. And like, I don't have ill will against him. I just don't think it's going to work in Atlanta either. He's bringing everybody back to Atlanta that didn't work here. And you got Browns fans kind of looking at what Atlanta's doing right now going, have fun, guys.
Yeah.
Well, and
So-
here's the thing. Stefanski's setting himself up to say it's the ultimate FU if it works.
Yes.
Because, he's got a lot more weapons to use for his offensive attack. And now he's bringing back the old boys club.
Yeah.
Like he's essentially putting his staff back together that the Browns made him separate.
And why it could work for him is he doesn't have somebody telling him what he needs to do next.
Yeah.
And him just being a yes man.
Yeah.
So
True.
I'm interested to see what Coach Stefanski does. I don't,
I've always thought that he has been the guy that they tell, here's your ingredients, you cook what we want you to cook. And he gets they get some Wagyu. So they get a really good piece. They get some good ingredients, but then they also give him some stale oil that he has to cook with.
but then they
That
also
makes
tell
everything
him,
else taste like shit.
but then they tell him how he's got to cook it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're
And-
like,
and
"This is what we want you to cook," and he's like, "But I'm better at cooking this."
Yeah.
And like, "No, we want you to cook this."
No, I think they were more along the lines of here's what you got to work with. Now show us what you can do with it. And when he showed them his plan, they're like, no, not like that. Do it like this. And Stefanski was like, okay. So I mean that was kind of Stefanski's whole regime here, and that's what I didn't like.
I mean, you start with Joe Woods, where they made him fire Joe Woods and hire Jim Schwartz, which was a good thing. And then everything kind of steamrolled from there, where they were like, "Look, we know what we're talking about. We told you to fire this guy, hire this guy. It worked out for you great. So maybe you should listen to us more often. Maybe maybe you should get rid of Alex Van Pelt. Maybe you should get rid of Bill Callahan,
Yeah.
and all these other guys on his staff that he basically now is bringing back to Atlanta."
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know. Like I said, he set himself up for the ultimate FU to the Browns, where it's like, if that ends up working in Atlanta with everything that he tried to make work in Cleveland, not saying it will. I'm just saying if it does.
And if it does, you know what Jimmy Haslam's going to learn? Nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing.
Speaking of, what did Jimmy Haslam learn? Brendon, I want to first get your input on the Stefanski stuff. Like, I want to know where you're at on this, because
I don't
before
think
I move on.
Yeah, I don't think there was a right move. Like, they weren't going to win regardless. Like, whether they kept him or they fired him, or it was just kind of like, let's try this. Let's try this option. We didn't try that last year or the year before, so let's try it now. And I think it might have been a year too late. If they planned on doing it, I think they should have did it when they wanted to go in with that rookie quarterback.
Completely agree with you.
So I think now they kind of accepted what they had to do. Like, they were just like, okay, yeah, we messed up. Like, let's try this again. Let's get rid of this guy and bring somebody in and just here.
The thing bugs me is they didn't have a plan.
No.
They let him go, and they're like, okay, now what?
No, Eric, wait. They did have a plan, because they kept Jim Schwartz and Tommy Reese under contract. They kept most of his staff under contract. Like, look, you guys are still under contract, so you're staying here.
Yeah.
Which then pigeonholed them into a corner of like, hey, these are your guys. If you want to come coach here, you've got to coach with these guys. And it pretty much ruined their chances at some of the top candidates. Like, some of those top candidates looked at the Browns and said, well, if you're going to force me to take a coach, then I'm not going to take that job.
Yeah.
And then look what happens.
Yeah. If you're going to force me to take these coaches and write you an essay on how I'll make it work, then you're going to quiz me.
And then I've got homework before our next
and then
interview.
I've got homework before I do a second interview. Like, what head coach is going to take that on? Like, who the hell wants to do that?
Nobody.
That's the 30 and 35-year-old
Nobody's writing an essay
guys
to go
that are
coach for
just
the
looking
Cleveland
for a head
Browns,
coaching
that's
job that will do whatever. And so that was the big surprise to me, that they went with Monken, because like, they were setting this up to be like, we need to find our next yes man. And then they turn around and hired, I don't think Todd Monken is a yes man. Like, to a certain
I don't
degree
think
he
so.
is, but he's
No.
also going to give you his opinion.
He is an analytics guy, though.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is very analytics driven in his approach with the offensive game plan.
Yeah,
and
and
how he adapts his offense every week. He doesn't have necessarily a system, because he's one of those old school guys that, like, he's going to game plan every
who
week
you're
for
playing.
the opponent
Yep.
and try to mold the offensive game plan to that opponent. And that's why some weeks you saw Derrick Henry go off for 200 yards, and the next week Lamar's going off for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, and they just kind of morphed who they needed to be. And I think that's why the Browns were kind of intrigued by this Monken hire. I also think him having the ability to hire some of these coaches that he's hired now since he's gotten this job,
That's another.
it's a big positive for them, because you think about it, some of the other guys, like, was Jim Schwartz going to be able to put together an offensive staff?
Probably.
Who would have been his offensive staff?
I mean, Jim, he's been
Especially at this point in the game.
he's been in the league long enough that he knows enough people
Yeah.
that I'm sure he could have put something together. But the Browns are focusing on offense this year, so I'm sure that was very intriguing to them when they were trying to consider between the two. I mean, it was a shock that you're going to go 59-year-old and you didn't go with Jim Schwartz, but we should have saw that because they've said all offseason we are going to go heavy on offense.
Well, look at the polls that he's getting from. I mean, he's basically ruining John Harbaugh's plans for the offense in New York.
John Harbaugh wanted him in New York.
Not only did he want him, but he wanted like 4 of his assistants, and they're now going to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like he's hired 4 guys on this offensive staff now that were expected to go to New York.
Yeah.
And he pretty much ruined the Giants' their plans at offense. They pretty much have to put together a whole new offensive game plan.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm glad we didn't do this podcast the day that they hired him because it would have been a completely different podcast.
We've had some time to think about this
because
one.
the longer I've had to think about it, the more I'm starting to come around. And I told you that the other day, and you were like, damn it, Eric, don't do this.
What started it for you? It was the video of him dapping up Shedeur.
Oh, man. I think it was the video. Yeah, because,
Greggy, did you see the video?
I did. The one where he's like, we tried to get you last
year.
Yeah, and that's when my mind started going, wait a minute. I like Shedeur. I want to see the Browns give him a chance. Maybe this is a good thing.
Maybe.
But then when I started looking into it and the whole not having a system, he works around what he's got. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the more I started looking into this hire, the more I liked it.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think there's some things there's some positives that you can draw from this, obviously. At the time when it happened, I felt like this was a desperation move.
Yeah.
Because I felt like they were stuck at the end with like 3 candidates. You had one guy who still wet behind the ears, only had 2 years of NFL coaching experience at all, had never called plays before. You don't want to hand your entire franchise over to a guy like that.
And everybody was talked into that. Everybody was excited
because Udinski turned him down the day before. If Udinski would have went through with that interview process, I think he probably would have been the guy. I really do. I think they were probably going to hire him.
Yeah, that's who they wanted, I think.
But I think Udinski did not want to be strong-armed into taking a coach. He wanted to pick his own coaching staff. He had guys that he wanted for his defensive staff, and they were not going to work well with Jim Schwartz. And Jim Schwartz was not. You saw what happened with Monken. He was not going to be happy if a 30-year-old was going to be taking over that franchise.
Yeah, I feel like what upset Jim Schwartz the most was that they didn't I think he told them he was on board to stay with one of these younger guys because he saw their vision and they saw that, or he understood that they're going to go the younger route, and that's kind of their vision for it. So he was on board for that. But then when they turned around and hired a guy that was the same age as him, he took offense to that. And I can't blame him. But the more I looked into it, I kind of thought about that, and I'm like, man, they kind of did him dirty. Like, how are you going to lead him on that he's going to get the job, and then you go and hire some other guy that's the same age as him? But the more I looked into it, the more I started being like, I'm kind of glad that they didn't give it to Schwartz. And kind of the fit that he threw, and taking his ball and going home.
Here's
I was kind of like, all right, well, bye, Felicia.
I don't think that this dude. I don't think he's gone. I think that they're waiting it out, and they want to let the dust settle a little bit. And if they were going to go in a different direction, they would have already hired.
Yeah.
They would have already announced the defensive coordinator hire. The fact that they haven't announced any defensive hirings at all.
Yeah, they're not even anybody that they're looking at or interested in, anything.
Yeah. That just tells me, here's the thing. If it's not going to be Schwartz, it's going to be somebody that's already on the staff.
Yeah.
And they're basically just going to promote from within.
Yeah, and they almost have to.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say.
Defense is upset.
Yeah.
Because I know they definitely like Schwartz. The defense definitely likes Schwartz, obviously. So taking them away, they're like, okay, we can't go too far out into the waters with this one. We got to at least keep it close to home with our, when you're paying somebody that much money, you should probably get somebody that they'd like to be playing for, preferably.
Well, it's too bad Bubba Ventrone already went to San Francisco, because I'd like to make him our defensive coordinator.
Get you some Bubba?
Yeah, some Bubba Ventrone. How did that man still have a job?
So this Monken hire was one of 10 coaching hires in this cycle. I think that's like some kind of a record. It's got to be,
that's
right?
wild.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
ridiculous. You had 3 coaches in the AFC North that stepped down or were fired and were replaced.
And one that I still don't know how he's still there.
Mm-hmm.
You had a couple of coaching firings in the middle of the season that led to, them getting a head start on the coaching process. And even then, like the Giants, for example, they fired Daboll, midway through the season.
Yeah.
And then they ended up getting the best candidate anyways in John Harbaugh because he became available and they just, were the best. They were the hottest chick at the bar.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much what it was.
Yep.
Harbaugh, I think, is a good fit because of New York, and they kind of needed a guy that would come in and change the culture.
Yeah.
And just kind of bring more of a disciplinarian,
more of a level-headed guy.
Yeah.
To
Mm-hmm.
handle that New York and media and hype.
I don't know how well, it's going to work without his offensive staff that he had assembled in Baltimore. I don't know what it's going to look like now, but as of right now, that looks like the best hire.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
Yeah. Just by default, because he's the best coach.
Yeah.
I would say probably the second best hire seems to be a consensus. People think that Jesse Minter, the hire from the Ravens, was probably up there.
And that's all just based on potential.
Yeah.
Young guy. He seems to be a guy that a lot of people, had at the top of the coaching list,
including us.
I would have definitely taken him for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
I wasn't looking for a defensive guy. I didn't think that they were going to go defensive route.
No,
and that's why Schwartz was a head scratcher for me, unless you were going to pair him with a Todd Monken,
right,
or like somebody that was a really talented offensive mind in the NFL. And, this pairing these two together, if you talk about Monken and Schwartz together, if they can get this to work, I think this could end up being the best hire. Just because of the fact that you've got 2 guys who have 30 plus years of NFL coaching experience on the same staff, and they're going to fill that staff with a bunch of guys that have a bunch of coaching experience as well. So you got to think that for once, that could possibly be a good thing for the Browns. I mean,
yeah,
if they can pull it off, they can pull it off.
You almost have to pitch it to Jim Schwartz as you're the assistant coach.
Yeah.
Like,
it sounds good on paper.
You're coaching the offense.
You're the right-hand man.
And you're coaching the defense. So it sounds great on paper. I just, I worry that even if you get him on board now, is it going to be like walking on eggshells? Is it going to take one thing to just irritate him, and then it all just goes downhill from there? Because we've seen that before. So, that's the only thing that worries me about that. It's almost like I'd love to have them like talk him off the ledge and he's back with us next year, but I almost would rather just start finding the new defensive coordinator and move on.
I think because he's under contract, they're under the impression that, hey, you're either going to work for us or you're not going to work this year.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I think they're approaching this.
Well, if he's such a hot commodity, you can trade coaches, can't you?
Because I don't think they're going to let him take his staff somewhere else at this point. And the Niners already hired a coach for they hired Raheem Morris yesterday. That would have been the place that I would think Schwartz would have been a logical landing point, would be San Francisco. But it just, like I said, I don't think if he's not going to coach on the Browns, I don't think he's going to coach this year. I think that's kind of where they're kind of strong arming him because he has that contract, and they're kind of telling him like, "Hey,
doors are like, hey, you saw what we did to Miles, right?
Yeah,
Miles still here, so you want to do this?"
It's like the movie Up or Out. Sorry, Out.
I was like, how is this like Up?
Yeah, it's like Up. They everybody gets on balloons and then just flies away from this mess. So Stefanski, we got to talk about this hire with the Falcons, because here's the thing. I think a lot of people, and myself included, give him a lot of credit for, the fact that he's a 2-time coach of the year while he was with the Browns. The fact that, he was able to take a team that hadn't been to the playoffs in 20 years and took them to the playoffs twice in 6 years. I think a lot of people are giving him a lot of credit for this. Now, Eric, am I wrong in saying that when he took this team over, the amount of talent on that roster was, you could say, definitely playoff contending. Some would even be able to make the argument in 2020, 2021, that possibly even Super Bowl contending with some of the weapons that they had.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about that Kansas City game where helmet to helmet.
Dirty Dan.
You know, I mean, Browns fans want to talk about that all the time. But either way, Stefanski gets a lot of credit for this, but I think a lot of the credit really goes to the people who put that roster together. And John Dorsey should get a lot of credit for that, because you think about what he did in such a short amount of time with the resources that he had available. I mean, they hit the lottery when he came in and just kind of said, all right, you need these guys, you need this, you need this, and put that roster together. Stefanski and Andrew Berry have ridden on that wave ever since. You talk about all the guys that have been acquired during that time period, and you can say that, you know, Stefanski didn't get it done his last couple of years. I'd say the roster's starting to age out, and a lot of these guys that were there that were giving him that success in the beginning, that offensive line ain't what it used to be, you know, and they didn't change much about it over the last couple of years. So I'm just saying, I'm interested to see what he does in Atlanta, but I also think that he is a guy that he needs talent in order for his schemes to work.
Yeah,
because he's a guy that wants to fit
the right guys,
people into his scheme as opposed to fitting his scheme to his talent.
I hated that so much.
And like I said, he's going to need talent. I think Bijan's going to be a huge fit for his offensive scheme. It's going to be, I mean, Bijan and Algier, if they keep both of those together, that's going to be a nice little two-headed monster, 1-2 punch that they've got. And then if they ended up keeping Kyle Pitts,
he's gonna love him some Kyle Pitts. That's the first thing.
Drake London. I mean, he's got some weapons. They've got a lot of weapons that they can use. It's just going to be a matter of who's going to be throwing him the ball. Is he going to fall in love with Kirk Cousins? Is he going to be able to get anything out of Michael Penix? Who knows? But
we know he loves Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's won with Kirk Cousins before. But I was going to bring that up. Watch Kyle Pitts for a little sleeper tight end this year, because you know, Stefanski loves him some tight ends, and like Kyle Pitts,
he is a free agent.
His tip is it's prototypical tight end for Kyle or for Kevin Stefanski. So watch for Kyle Pitts this year
for sure. If they end up keeping him,
they have a good defense too. Like,
they spent a bunch of draft picks on the defense.
It's not like he's walking into a place where it's only offense too. It's honestly, it's kind of perfect for him. He's walking into a situation where they just got rid of the GM. And promoted from within, and he's just kind of coming onto a new landscape and
Matt Ryan
kind of shape out the way he kind of wants everything to go.
Matt Ryan's running the show over there, and he's a new guy. He's going to lean on Stefanski having the experience in this situation. They're going to lean on Stefanski, and you're going to see. I think this year and next year they're going to have a lot of success. I really do. I think this year they're going to make the playoffs. It's going to be they're a playoff team with a good coach. Last year they were a playoff team.
Oh yeah, with the division that they're in, 100%.
I'm just saying, in that division they should be a playoff team next year with that coaching staff. And if they're not, then we know exactly what's going on.
Speaking of that,
I made a little something for Eric real quick. Because I heard him talking about this continuously before the podcast. So here you go, Eric.
Oh, God. hey, we're the Monkins.
You got it stuck in my
head.
Why don't you quit monkeying around?
Yeah, I'm definitely have to get on AI and see if I can create that song. It's going to be good stuff.
That's awesome.
Not my best work, but I whipped it up real quick for you.
That is great.
Hey, we're the Monkins.
I'm sure we can come up with some good lyrics for that.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's just Greg loves it.
Why does he look like Kenny Atkinson too? Like the drunk uncle.
You know, him showing up in like negative
Jeans.
2-degree weather without a coat, without gloves, no hat, jeans, and like an unbuttoned shirt with like
and
didn't
act like it was a blazer.
Didn't act like it was even a thing.
I mean, that kind of That endeared him to a lot of people in
yeah.
Cleveland for sure. And I listened to the guy talk. He's winning me over. He really is. He has the way he talks reminds me a lot of like Bill Parcells. Like when I listen to him talk, I'm like, man, this guy just does not. He'll say whatever the hell he wants to say. There's no nonsense.
Yeah, and I love that. That's
like no nonsense. He's not going to be this buttoned up like, oh, we got to look at the tape. We just got to get better. We got to coach better. We got to be better.
Yeah,
that's not. You're done with those press conferences, Browns fans. Like that's over.
Thank God.
That is over. You're going to get some actual material for all the media in Cleveland. They're going to love this guy. Trust me. He's going to give you some sound bites.
How many times last season did I text you and say, I cannot hear him say one more time, we need to be better? Because that's the only answer. By the end of the season, that's the only answer he had for every question. And it was just like, you're mailing in at this point.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to fix this? Well, we need to be better. Like, and no one said, all right, how? How are you going to be better? Drove me
They didn't want to
insane.
open Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Well, you know who did want to open Pandora's box? The Titans, because they went back and hired Robert Saleh. Got him another shot at the head coaching
Another bite
cycle.
at the apple?
Another
Of an
bite at the
underdog.
apple.
Yeah.
Tennessee might give him a little bit more leash because after they fired Callahan after like a year, basically 2 years, a year and a half, whatever. After they fired him and didn't give him much of a chance, I think they're going to give Saleh quite a bit of a chance to see this through, especially with how Vrabel turned out. And, you know, that's a huge mistake looming over the Titans franchise right now. Mike Vrabel taking the Patriots to the Super Bowl 2 years after, or 3 years after being fired by the Titans. That's, I mean, wow. But they're going to give Saleh plenty of chance.
I'm pretty sure somebody else had him more recently than that. But.
Yeah. They weren't going to. Here's the thing. I wanted them to fire Stefanski and hire Vrabel last year, but Vrabel left before the season was even over, if you remember. Like, he was only there through week 15, and then he was like, I'm done with this clown show. I'm out of here.
And don't blame him one bit.
But then there were some other hires. You talk about Clint Kubiak going to the Raiders. I don't know about this one. I think people think he's kind of the Ben Johnson of this coaching cycle a little bit. I'm hearing some comparisons.
I wouldn't have minded. That's one guy I would like when we first started our coaching search. When his name came up, I was like, I wouldn't mind taking a look at it.
They didn't even give him an interview.
No,
I think they wanted to get as far away from the Kevin Stefanski coaching tree as possible.
Yeah.
And that Kubiak is just, I mean, that's where Stefanski learned was from his dad, Gary. So like that's pretty much the exact same system you're talking about. It's just a younger version of him. So I think the Browns were pretty much done with that.
And that was the weird thing because like that's what everybody wanted and everybody talked about. The Browns wanting to go the opposite. That's usually what you do when you fire your coach. You want to find the opposite. Like we had a very buttoned up guy. We need to go find a rah-rah guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they first started this coaching search, it sounded like they were looking for the next Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
And everybody was irritated by that. And then everybody started getting on board with these younger guys because it sounded like that's the route they were going to go. And then everybody was thrown off again when they went with Monken. So it was almost the way that they handled it that upset all the fans.
Yeah.
Because the longer the fans had to think about it, the more they were like, okay, I get it now, but why the hell did you have to do that? Like, that's just what the Browns do. Like when we went to the playoffs, was it easy? No.
They have to do things the hard way.
Yeah, they have to do everything the hard way.
Even if you remember that year,
Cleveland does everything the hard way.
Was there any reason they needed to start Jeff Driscoll and start 5 quarterbacks? No, there wasn't. They just wanted to do it. I swear that was the year where they were just like, watch, we're going to make the playoffs with 5 starting quarterbacks instead of 4. They had no reason to start them in that last game. They do stupid shit like that. And they have for 26 years now, ever since they came back.
Hey, with the Monkins.
All right. Hopefully it stops. What do you think about Joe Brady with the Bills? I thought this was.
I thought the Bills' coaching search was worse than ours.
Yeah. I thought this was like
happening.
Yeah.
They went with the safest possible choice they could go with, and I don't even know if that was a safe choice, to be honest. Because is this guy ready to be a head coach in the NFL?
I don't think they care. They interviewed Phillip Rivers. They don't care if you've got experience. Are you ready? Nope. All right, come on and interview.
Eric, the Browns interviewed Condoleezza Rice at one point.
Rooney Rule.
Oh, no! No! Censor that. Drop it. Buck.
Hey, it's two of them, right?
I
It's a
know.
woman.
I know. Damn it.
So does that count as both for in one person?
Stop.
Or you
We're
still
done.
gotta do
We're
both
done.
interviews, two
We're
interviews.
done here. I don't think there is a rule that you have to interview a woman now.
No, like interviewing a woman counts as like a minority, I think, in the NFL.
Moving on.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
You might be right, Eric. You absolutely might be right. I'm not sure.
Pour them all out.
It won't be long. You're gonna see. Well, I mean, we've already.
This man.
Remember when we had a woman coach? Didn't we have a couple on the staff? I know our tight ends coach was a woman.
Yeah, Callie something.
Callie.
Yeah.
Callie
And
Brownson.
she was gaining a bunch of steam.
Hey,
There's
Eric,
no
could you
more-
not be sexist for like 2 seconds and not say things like on the staff?
Greggy.
Man,
I didn't
my mind
say
didn't
it.
even go there.
Sheesh.
No, but like, she was gaining steam as becoming a legitimate, like, rising the ranks of the coaching, and she just kind of disappeared. I've not heard anything.
Yeah,
from
I don't
her
know.
lately. Yeah,
Let's
do
see.
a little live
Look up
Googling.
right
Yeah, she is. No, she hasn't been a coach since she served with the Browns.
Man, so they were just talking her up.
Yeah, I mean,
They tried.
they tried. Anyways,
All right,
moving on.
Yeah.
So Jeff Halfley to the Dolphins. What is this like? Who even
I
is this
couldn't
guy?
tell
Jeff Halfley.
Green Bay's defensive coordinator.
Oh, okay.
That's their new head coach.
Congrats.
That was kind of a weird, like, unorganized search too. Like, I thought Mike McDaniels was keeping his job.
So
And-
did Dan Soder. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Dude, he trashed the Dolphins and their fans so bad. It was so funny.
It was like he survived, and then all of a sudden he was fired later. So that kind of, I don't think they had a plan either. So
Yep.
when you start
The-
feeling
this-
bad about the Browns coaching searches, you can just look at the Bills and the Dolphins and feel better, I guess.
And then there's the Steelers.
yeah, that was. I mean, it's not a terrible hire, but it was
Here's
a
the thing.
shocker for Steelers because
Does this not feel like somebody signing a one-day contract so they can retire with their favorite team or something? Like, oh,
Yeah,
here's
that's
a Pittsburgh guy coming to Pittsburgh. But he's like, how old is
Since-
Mike McCarthy?
Since when do the Steelers like making exceptions like that?
62 years old.
Like he's not going to be there 20 years.
No.
That's it's so against what they usually do, and I think that's kind of on purpose to a point. I think they were trying to go against the grain a little bit with it. I don't know.
I mean, like we talked about.
I think it's because of his tie to Pittsburgh and his Super Bowl experience.
I mean, it's not like they have like their guy at quarterback, so it's not like they need to bring in somebody that's young and going to be there for like X amount of years.
Yeah, they
now
don't
it's just
even-
like,
they don't even
let's get a
know.
guy in here. There's not very many good coaches anyways, but like at least it's a Pittsburgh guy, so like maybe we'll make the fans happy. So
Right. I think that's part of it. I don't think the fans are very happy about it, though.
I've just never seen Pittsburgh like
I think if you
do
ask,
something just to make the fans happy. Like
yeah,
I think if before the end of the season, right before, okay, so say, at the end of that Steelers playoff game, last game of the year,
Yeah.
okay, they just got done getting beat. What did they get beat by the Texans, right? Something like that.
yeah, over the Texans.
Manhandled by the Texans, right? So
I
at
got a
the end
fun
of that
story
game,
about that too.
if you took a poll with all the Steelers fans, you said, hey, if you could trade Mike McCarthy for Mike Tomlin, how many do you think would say yes?
None.
No.
I'm just saying, like, they're talking themselves into it like we're talking ourselves into Todd Monken right now. But, like,
I mean, yeah.
if you're really being honest with yourselves, if you were a Steelers fan, did you get into this coaching search like excited about the possibility of hiring Mike McCarthy? Hell no, you didn't.
No.
You were looking at some of these other guys. Steelers fans were like, I had a Steelers fan friend that wanted to hire Jesse Minter.
Oh yeah.
And that would have been a huge get for them. I feel like that's kind of like right up their alley of kind of person that would fit their profile. But I don't know. Yeah. I think them, being into the playoffs, being a week late to the process might have affected that, because Minter already had done his interview process with the Ravens. I think they kind of did what they did with, what's his name? Billick. Brian Billick had an interview scheduled with the Browns after his interview with the Ravens. The Ravens wouldn't let him leave the building until he signed a contract. Yeah. They just basically were like, what's it going to take? I don't want you taking this. I don't want you to go to the Browns and take the interview. I want you to sign your contract and come coach for the Ravens. Yeah. And I think that's basically what they did with Jesse Minter. They were like, hey, we don't want you to go interview with anybody else, because he turned down the Browns. He turned down somebody else. I mean, there's a couple teams that he came out and said, I'm not interviewing with them because I'm taking this job. So, but then there's Mike LaFleur, goes to the Cardinals, one of the late hires. Cardinals and the Raiders were the last two to hire coaches, right?
Yeah. Both a mess.
LaFleur, another young guy getting some run. I don't know really a whole lot about his game.
He's another one of McVay's.
He's a McVay guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And, they got obviously a lot of names out there that are finding success in the NFL. You talk about Matt LaFleur, you talk about Kevin O'Connell, Liam Cohen. Like, these are guys that have all found success in the NFL as head coaches, and they're all under the McVay tree. So that's just, the Cardinals taking a swing at that one and seeing if they can get it to work. Now the question is, does he work with do they try to get something out of Kyler Murray, or what's the plan? Like, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to try to get a quarterback in the draft? Are they going to try to, maybe trade for a quarterback?
Yeah, they've been talking about if Kyler Murray was going to be back for years, it feels like. So, fact with them getting a new coach might give Kyler Murray another chance there, but, we'll see, I guess. I don't really care what the Cardinals do one way or another.
Right?
Couldn't tell you.
So there's your coaching hires. That's what happened in the NFL, aside from what happened with the Browns. Now, what do you guys think is going to happen with Mike Tomlin? Like, I want to know where you guys stand on this, because I am interested, because he's going to be, I think, he's going to be fought for among the media outlets. Like, every one of these media outlets is going to be fighting for this.
That's what I was going to say. I see him behind a desk
100%
talking about something.
And he's going to sign one of those Tom Brady contracts where it's going to be like 10 years, $100 million or some shit. People are going to be like, why would he ever go back to coaching?
Yeah, I don't know if that was it kind of sounded like the plan was to take a few years off and go into broadcasting and then maybe start looking at the NFL again.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
That's what Bill Cowher's plan was too.
Yeah. Unless one of those, I think you're going to have teams knocking at his door at the end of every season, but
when you get
going to take one of those big contracts, and I'd rather see him doing commentary.
Yeah. And
I love listening to his press conferences.
Yeah.
They need to put him and Saban on a show together. I mean, that's gold right there. Instant gold, But I don't know. I think that's a guy, and throw in some McAfee in with that.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. McAfee, Tomlin,
some college
Saban.
Football.
Yeah, that'd be gold. But I'm just interested to see what happens with him, because I don't think he's ever going back to coaching ever again. I think he's done. I think if he doesn't go back next year, then he'll never go back to coaching again.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because he's going to get comfortable. Once you get out of the coaching for so long.
Yeah, and you realize how much stress you were under.
Mm-hmm. And a guy that he was well taken care of in Pittsburgh. You got to understand, like, the Rooneys, they take care of their coaches, their coaching staff. Like, that's such a model organization, not just for football, but for sports. Like, they do a great job internally. And for him to want to go anywhere else, it's going to have to be a really, not just big money, it's going to have to be a special situation.
Yeah.
He's not just going to go, like, Browns fans are like, he's never going to come to Cleveland.
No.
Never, ever. Like, he would have to go somewhere where it's, a situation kind of like Kansas City, where he's going to be well taken care of and he's not going to have to worry about going anywhere else. Like, he's not going to want to go somewhere with the chance of possibly getting fired after 3 or 4 years. You know?
And it's almost, he wasn't coming to Cleveland just for the fact that it was a loyalty at that point. He'd been in Pittsburgh that long.
Yep.
It's not like it was a bad terms. He stepped down. Like, he wouldn't have done that to the Rooneys, I don't think.
No. But now we move on. Now we'll talk about the Super Bowl. I'm going to talk about the matchup right now. AFC Championship game, I thought was a dud. I know a lot of people love snow games and a lot of people love snow football, but man, I think honestly that game solidified the argument for a lot of these people that we should be playing some of these, like the championship game should be played indoors. Like, they need to be played in a dome. There is talk right now in the NFL circles of them playing the championship games at a neutral site. During, what was it? I think there was a snowstorm that was going to go through the 1 year, and they were talking about, like, if they couldn't have it at one place, that they were going to play it at a neutral site.
Buffalo.
That was Buffalo.
Okay.
I remember that.
So that Buffalo, they sold 50,000 tickets to that game that never ended up happening. And it was supposed to be played in Atlanta that year, right? 50,000 tickets in 12 hours they sold.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that they couldn't do that for...
Exactly.
I mean, they would... The NFL would be stupid not to entertain the thought of that.
Yeah.
Because you want those games that are deciding which teams go to the Super Bowl, those games should be decided on a neutral field. They should be decided in an even climate.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess you could
fill the
say-
seats more anyways. They're doing it that way anyways. Too.
You could make the argument that, okay, well, these teams that, what's the number one seed even worth then? Like, what does it even matter at that point?
Yeah.
That's a good argument. That's an argument that could be made.
Get the good rest. It's like a bye week.
But like I said, at some point they start. You get to this point in the postseason. You don't want these games decided by, oh well, it was played in Denver and it started snowing at 3:00 that day, and guess what? Now both offenses slugged to a stop and it turned into a slop fest, and like it was unwatchable. Like the second half of that game. I love snow football, but that was slop. Like that was just, I didn't even want to watch at one point. I'm like looking at my phone more than I'm watching the game, and it's just because the line couldn't get going, running backs couldn't get going, receivers weren't going anywhere. And it was just, I don't know. Some people like it and it has its place. I think that you can't completely eliminate it because some teams it is an advantage, you talk about Lambeau Field, you talk about Soldier Field, you talk about some of these other iconic venues, outdoor venues. There is somewhat of an advantage to it, but I think it's just going to be a matter of time before all these games are going to be played indoors.
Yeah. I mean,
They'll
Cleveland.
just call it the Arena Football League.
Cleveland's already going to a dome.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of teams that are doing it. Look at Washington. Did you see that new Washington Stadium?
Yeah.
Dude, did you see the renderings for that? Oh my goodness.
I saw the renderings for Cleveland's. We're going to have a Jimmy's World.
That Washington one puts that to shame.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
that
say.
is like,
The
that is the
Washington one was
Taj
pretty
Mahal
sweet.
of football.
Man.
That stadium's probably going to be the pinnacle of football stadiums for
A while.
a long time.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous. The city skyline, the way it dips in the middle for the Washington Monument right in the middle. I mean, you look at
biggest and best stadium.
it really is. That's the only thing that's gonna.
It's gonna be the
That'll
best.
be the only thing that
they're
puts a
gonna name it
stain on
after
that
me.
stadium is if they put somebody's name on it that doesn't belong.
You're only
there.
gonna name it after me. That's why it's the best.
Damn it! Stop it. But no, that stadium looks really nice. But like I said, a lot of these stadiums are going to be indoors, and I think it's just going to be moving to that kind of scenario eventually.
Yeah.
But what did you guys think about the Seahawks-Rams game? I thought that was a good game.
No, yeah. NFC has brought it, I think, all playoffs. Like
Oh, yeah.
the Rams in
Yeah.
that Panthers game during the Hoos party,
You know
most
what
of us were kind of going away from the party and kind of watching that game. So
So you know what I thought about it, Nate?
What were you thinking?
Was that each one of them guys, one from each team, needed one more reception, and I would have had $300 more.
Yeah, he had another parlay that was really close to hitting too.
One more reception each.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, pretty much. Now you got Seahawks versus Patriots, a Super Bowl rematch from the last time these two teams faced off in the Super Bowl. Malcolm Butler intercepted a pass at the goal line.
All I could see is Richard Sherman's face going, no!
No! Yeah, that was that's the lasting memory that everybody has from that one. But now, do you think the Seahawks, obviously none of those players are left. I don't think any players are left from the Patriots from that team either.
No, that was
You're talking over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, do you think either one of these teams have anything from that game that carry into this game? Do you think no? Maybe the Seahawks have a little bit of a vendetta against the Patriots because of that?
I want to see the same situation line up again. I want to see it happen. I want to see it be live. I want the Seahawks to be on the 1 yard line
and run Kenneth Walker
with a chance to win the game, and the announcers being like, "Wow, this looks familiar."
It's gonna happen.
And
the
then
script writers, you know it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
and play action,
14-17, end of the game.
Play
Seahawks
action.
driving,
and
instead of the field goal.
How would you script that? Them actually catching a touchdown pass this time?
They run the ball and they don't get it.
No, you run the ball.
And you
we
don't
run
get
the
it.
ball.
No, they won't.
Damn it, Eric. That's what everybody wants, right? At least most of us.
That's what everybody will be expecting.
Yeah.
Oh man, I sound like Kevin Stefanski right now. That's what everybody's expecting. Let's do the opposite.
Let's do the opposite. But let's do the opposite of what they're expecting.
Well, fake left. No. Well, think about faking. He won't fake it all.
He won't fake it all.
I don't know where I am. Everything's dark.
Damn it.
And Brendon has no idea what we're talking about over there. The
Water
boy.
Waterboy when he's drawing up the play,
Yeah.
Coach Klein.
I haven't watched that in so long.
He draws up the exact play that Stefanski tried to call for a 2-point conversion, where he tried to reverse with Judkins, and Judkins didn't know what to do with it.
That's exactly what it was.
Play.
Huh.
That's exactly what it was because somebody made a video
Yes.
and clipped it.
And it was I was like, oh my God, it's spot on.
Oh, it's awful.
And that was the point that we wanted to fire Stefanski.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
yeah.
And I am inquiring as to whether you have the need for an experienced water boy on your upcoming season.
Nice suit.
Thank you. It was my daddy's.
Oh,
my daddy.
kid.
Come here. Come on, everybody. All right, this is it.
Okay.
This is the
This
play.
is the play.
There it
right
is.
here.
This is the play. Okay.
This is the
quarterback.
play.
2 receivers lined up to the left, 1 to the right. There's a flanker lined up to the left, behind the quarterback.
Oh,
Now,
yeah?
he gives the ball. No, he doesn't. He doesn't get the ball. The receiver goes all the way over there to the left. Once the quarterback has the ball, he fakes to the left. No, he fakes to the right. He doesn't fake. He thinks about faking. He pretends to fake. I don't know where I am. I can't breathe. Oh, this room is getting smaller.
Hang on here. Take some water.
Sit down, Coach Kevin. Have some water.
Promise me you will never serve these athletes.
I couldn't let that slide without Brendon knowing what was happening.
Oh man.
It's been a while since I've watched that, to be honest with you. So I don't remember that at all.
Oh, it's so good.
That's the only thing I thought of, and then somebody queued it
I
up.
was going to say, somebody had
perfectly,
to. Yeah.
That's why they call him the Wizard.
No, I
So-
mean, like when the play
Oh,
happened,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that was from the Water Boy. And then somebody made the meme of it later. So
now let's talk a little basketball. Actually, first, let's talk about this Jose extension. Jose Ramirez signs his extension with the Guardians. It pretty much locks him up for the rest of his career. I mean, like 2032, I think.
yeah.
So you're talking a 7-year deal, $175 million. This is a guy that really does not give a shit about money. Like he does, but he doesn't. Like he has said his agent has got to hate him because he's probably missed out on like millions of dollars because he's just like, nah, I like Cleveland. I'm gonna stay here.
He just doesn't care.
But he knows like that's life-changing money to him.
Doesn't
matter if it's going to be this amount or this amount. That's all life-changing to him.
Yep.
And he's not out blowing it. So like he doesn't care. He'd rather be.
Have you ever seen him courtside at a Cavs game?
Yeah.
Bro's decked out in Louis Vuitton and Gucci and everything, man. I'm not saying he's blowing it, but he enjoys his money.
Does he pay for any of that?
Probably not.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
He
enjoys his money.
He didn't pay for the Cavs courtside seats.
No,
I'm sure.
Like
He doesn't pay for much
$18,000
in Cleveland, I doubt.
They should have. He should have one of those limited cards anywhere you go in Cleveland to a
Gold.
game.
Yeah.
You're getting in everywhere.
The card,
any type of
and
food.
the card is just his face.
It's just his face.
Yep.
And it should be the card with his face on it of the statue that they should have already made. But
they'll have
still
a
haven't done
statue.
that yet.
And the quote that he said after signing his extension will be on it. Did you see that?
What?
His quote after signing the extension, he said that he's 50% Dominican.
Yeah,
he's
he's 50%
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That will be on the statue.
That's awesome.
That's
Gotta love it.
yeah.
And here's the thing, man. Cleveland fans, baseball fans in Cleveland have wanted this for so long. Just somebody that would embrace us, embrace the fans, embrace being here with Cleveland, because so many guys we embrace so many great players over the years. To see them go somewhere else. You talk about guys like, obviously everybody knew Manny was going somewhere, like we knew he was going to eventually leave. And I guess Sandy Alomar would be that guy, but towards the end of his career, he went somewhere else. He went a couple other places, but talk about Jose. He's the guy that we all wanted Jim Thome to be. He's the guy that we all wanted Grady Sizemore to be. He's the guy we all wanted Frankie Lindor to be.
Yeah.
Like, those are the guys that we really embraced, and they either Grady fell apart, injuries tore him apart. Jim Thome left for a better contract. Frankie wasn't going to sign, had to trade him.
I wanted to bring up Frankie too, because it's such a crazy comparison. Those two came in about the same time, and Frankie was like, that was the guy, that was everybody leaned towards. And like, as they started going on, everybody started kind of seeing Jose in there and being like, I kind of like this guy, but like, they couldn't be more opposite guys. And everybody was like so devastated when Frankie left. And then it was like Jose was right there to step in because like the gets us factor on this guy, like everybody completely forgot about Frankie because he's the complete opposite of what Jose is.
Have you ever seen, there's a clip of Lindor signing baseballs at like a spring training game. And one of the fans asks him, like,
I think it's a little kid.
Yeah.
I think it's a little kid.
He's like, where would you want to play if you weren't playing here? He's like, Cleveland.
If you could,
no hesitation at all. Just like Cleveland.
Yeah. And the way he said it, or the look on his face was almost like, shouldn't have done this. Should have stayed.
Yeah. And you don't get that very often, but I do think, it shows you what kind of an organization the Guardians are and what kind of class acts they are in that front office and the ownership. Like people bitch about them not spending money, but they locked up your guy for a long time. So like, I know they're not going to have much left over to sign any other big name free agents that you might want them to go after. But if they can find a way to scrape the bottom of the bargain bin and put together a solid roster around this guy, you don't know. Baseball is one of those games where you just might strike gold.
It's that type of day.
That's what
any year. And if you got a guy like Hedgie on the roster, you got other guys that kind of help bring in the tail end of that roster. Man, you just need a couple of these young guys to hit. Bazana could be the guy. Like that could be the guy that sets them over the top to finally get us over the hump. DeLauder could be that guy. Finally, that big power hitter that they've been wanting to come up out of the ranks. could finally be that guy. You don't know. So,
well, I mean, this is what they do.
Yeah.
And we bitch about it. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, it's working. Like it's a fun team to follow. Like,
yeah. Well, they really knocked it out of the park with this vote hire. Like I don't think they could have done any better.
I will say
with their coaching hire when they hired Stephen Vogt.
Yeah.
Like I just can't say enough about how much of a leader he is. A locker room presence is one thing, obviously. You know, Hedgie is another extension of him in that locker room, so it really helps. But man, like that dude to be able to step in and still have a lot of the same coaching staff. You still got Carl Willis. You still got Sandy. You still got some of these other guys. Sarbaugh is still there. You still got guys on that on that coaching staff that help him. So I feel like that's an organization that they just get it right. And if they had more to work with, like if they had an owner like a Dan Gilbert with that same front office, that same mentality that they use, like good Lord, you think about the kind of contending team they'd be every single year. They still do it without that money. Yeah. That's the crazy part. Like they do it without a $300 million payroll every year. They're in the playoffs. So hats off to the Guardians for getting that done. And I'm excited to see where this offseason goes.
Yeah, that's how I was
getting that done.
For sure. But here's the thing though, Eric. Yes, absolutely. Hats off to Jose. But he was already signed. They added 3 years onto that deal because they saw the window now. And that's why I say hats off to them for getting it done. Because like, if you wait another year and he's an MVP candidate, that $175 million. Candidate. But what I'm saying is that number keeps going up. And I just think that that's a good idea to get it done earlier than later. Don't kick the can down the road. Get ahead of it.
So, it benefits both of them too. You know?
Absolutely. And Jose doesn't want to go anywhere, so he's locked up, and he's good. So, Giannis, let's talk some basketball. Giannis is on the trade block. Cavs made a trade yesterday where they shipped out DeAndre Hunter, and they bring back a couple of pieces, Dennis Schroeder, some other
Keon Ellis.
That was
like a 3
piece
and D.
they're more excited about.
I guess. I mean, he's younger.
A young guy, 3 and D though. That's what they need for
Schroeder,
the guards. Yeah.
I think this is the 3rd or 4th season in a row that he's been traded at the trade deadline. So like teams want him, and then a year later they don't want him anymore.
Is he a buyout candidate?
I don't know. He averages like 13 and 6 right now. And it's not like he's like awful.
I've liked Schroeder.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he's been traded around so much lately.
I mean, he's
so
played
there's something going on there, but I love this trade just for the fact that DeAndre Hunter hasn't been the same this year, and he's costing us a bunch of money.
God.
We got 2 players that I think are better than him right now, and it's getting us closer to being under the second apron. So I mean, I applaud this trade all day.
What happened with DeAndre Hunter?
Somebody said there was the rumblings that he wasn't happy here anymore.
The Ty Jerome, I know, because he was real close with Ty Jerome. He gets shipped out. He's left on an island with these randoms that he didn't connect with because he was away with Ty Jerome.
Get over it.
Yeah.
I ain't having that. No. Yeah, you can get out of here with that.
Money. I wouldn't leave either if I was getting paid that much.
Now, leads me to my next point. The Cavs are 1 move away from being under the second apron, which would allow them
that's
to
another
make a move
that honestly probably improves them.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Lonzo Ball's got to go.
Yeah,
like he is. I mean, he's washed. Like there's a better word for it than washed, even because like he's got to go, and he's wasting a roster spot, and he's wasting money on the cap. So
yeah, they brought him in. Speaking of Ty Jerome, to replace Ty Jerome because they needed the defense, and he's not even bringing any of that. So we lost the offense by getting rid of Ty Jerome and aren't even getting the defense out of him. So that was a complete fail with that little experiment. But being able to trade him, that gets us under the second apron and makes your team better. So it's a no-brainer. That's got to happen.
Yeah. So, no, I did not. Yeah, that's a good. Tony Gooding wants to talk about the high school football coaches. Let me get through this next segment, and then we'll talk about that. Because, yeah, Ryan, good point. Am I a Browns fan again this week? I don't know. Like, they still got proven to do. They still got to prove a lot to me. But I'll always be a Browns fan. I can't just, I'm not going to erase the tattoo on my body. You know, like, that's not going to go away. But am I disgusted with them this week? Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. Not necessarily as disgusted as I was when they fired Stefanski, but
we're improving.
I'm doing my normal talking him off the bridge.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
Yes.
Every sports website has them as the worst coaching hire of the coaching cycle. So
Yes.
I'll tell you, as a routine underdog rooter, like I always root for the underdog, that just pisses me off and makes me want this to work.
Well, yeah.
Like the fact that everybody says that this is the worst coaching hire in the cycle, now I'm kind of pissed. And now I'm like, all right, well, now I kind of want to see this work. Like I want to see Shedeur ball out with this dude because look what he's done with Lamar the last 2 years, dude. Mm-hmm. Look at his work inside the pocket with Lamar the last 2 years.
Right.
And I'm not saying Shedeur's Lamar, obviously. I'm not trying to say that at all.
No.
But if he can do that with Lamar, even if he could do half of that with Shedeur, that's a halfway decent quarterback can win you some games.
Yeah, and Shedeur is not Lamar. Like
No.
he doesn't have the mobility that Lamar has. But we saw Shedeur do some things with his feet this year.
Mm-hmm.
About as much as we did Lamar. Lamar did not run as much this year, and that was by design, and he still looked good. Hell of a passer. He took Lamar and made him more of like Shedeur. Kind of like what Shedeur is good at. That's what he did with Lamar. So I'm excited to see what he can do with Shedeur. I hope that they don't get in his ear and try to go a different route. At least make this a competition in the offseason. At least give him a chance.
Now, what about Deshaun?
Make it a competition. Give him a chance.
Did you say oops?
Said who?
Who? Now, I've heard rumblings that he looked really good towards the end of the year in like practice settings.
Yeah,
And
rumblings from Cleveland.
No,
I want you to think that.
There were people inside the building that were considering putting him out there for the last game or two, but they wanted to see Shedeur finish the season. Like, that's the reason why they didn't put him out there, is because they wanted Shedeur to finish. But if it had been, you know, Flacco and Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur never saw the field, the plan was to potentially see if Watson wanted to try to make a comeback.
See what he was going to be.
So I think they're going to give this an offseason, and I hope they give Shedeur a chance. I really do. I hope they give him a shot, an equal chance to win the job as much as anybody else on the roster. Dylan Gabriel as well. If you're going to open up the competition, open it up. But when it's open, figure out who the guy is and then make that his job. Don't make this a competition all the way up until week 4 of the preseason.
No.
I don't want that shit.
I don't see Monken doing that.
I want you to figure out who the quarterback is before we start the training in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, figure that shit out before we start the training camp. You got mini camps, OTAs, all that stuff. Figure that out then. When we get into the offseason and the training camp, we should know who the quarterback is and roll with it. Run with it.
And I feel like we're going to. I really hope we're going to, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the Giannis trade. I just think that the Cavs are possibly setting themselves up to make a move at the trade deadline. Trade deadline's this Thursday. Not saying that they are going to trade for Giannis, but Giannis is a name that's on the trade block, and the Cavs have been rumored to be talking to literally everyone in the NBA about their core, about the core 4 players. From pretty much anybody but Donovan Mitchell's touchable right now.
Yeah, Brian Windhurst was on today saying this is the most that Cleveland has ever talked about splitting up their core 4.
Yep.
And
he said that they're not.
And he was talking about Mobley.
He said he didn't guarantee that they were going to make a move, but this is the first time since they put this 4 together that they've even
considered
or talked to teams about this. So I think if a team makes them the right offer, i.e. Evan Mobley for Giannis, I think that has the parameters of a deal that you could make happen. Because Giannis and Mobley's contracts match up pretty close, like very closely.
Mm-hmm.
And you put in a couple pieces, couple pick swaps, and I think it could happen. I really do. Cavs got some draft picks they could trade, and they got some other pieces they can get involved. So I'm not saying that it will happen, but I'm saying that they should be one of the teams mentioned. But I bet it's probably going to be the Warriors.
That's
probably gonna
my guess is Golden State, and that would just be disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you guys see the Lakers' latest game in Cleveland where LeBron goes back and
Yep, I watched.
gives a little bit of a sob story, and they show the tribute video, and
And
he's come back to Cleveland how many times since he's been on the Lakers? Why do they make such a big deal out of this one?
they've done tribute videos for him before.
Not like this though.
He never cried during it.
Yeah.
though.
Neither did his son either. His son cried. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't see
Bronny
that.
cried. Bronny got a little emotional. Yeah. Both of them got a little emotional. Savannah wasn't there.
Yeah,
Gloria was.
Gloria's always there.
I mean, just Cleveland. Yeah. I'm just saying. I don't think that he's a trade deadline acquisition.
No.
And they're definitely not going to, Lakers are going to buy him out. But if he's available in free agency next year, I think that's definitely something the Cavs would entertain.
I've heard that they would, and that feels like something. Like where else would he go? He's not.
Yeah.
His time's run up in L.A.
Yeah.
He doesn't like them, and they don't like him. Where else are you going to go? You know he wants that storybook ending, and there's no better storybook ending than going back to Cleveland. So I think it's a possibility. I'm not. If I had to put money on it right now, I would say it won't happen. But not saying
If I were
that
to
it
pick a
won't.
team, though, it'd probably be them.
Warriors?
No, for LeBron, it'd be back to Cleveland. If I were to pick a team, it's probably my best shot. I mean, it's not like they have a worse shot than any other team, I would say.
Depends. If the Warriors pull off this Giannis trade,
then maybe.
you
but
put
I don't-
LeBron, Giannis, and Curry on the same. LeBron would love to play with both those teams.
Oh yeah.
And he's always talked about playing with Steph. So, yeah, I don't know. I would think that would be ideal for obviously his career to end in Cleveland, but he also probably wouldn't be opposed to making another run at another ring, you know. And if Giannis and Curry are on the same team, teamed up together, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he already saw what happened when Curry teams up with Beast. And
Right.
LeBron don't want to go against that again.
Right.
Mhm.
So now let's talk a little bit about these local high school football coaches. Had some coaches step down. Chad Long was the first of them from Fremont Ross, decided he was done, took a step down. So he will no longer be at Fremont Ross. I believe they've hired a coach. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I have not done my research on this. I'm going off of a comment here. Tony Gooding made a comment about, let's talk about high school football coaches. The only thing I'll talk about is what I know and what I know that's been reported. And, you know, Judd Lutz was another one that he stepped down to take a job at North Royalton. And, you know, a lot of people were surprised by that. I think there were quite a few people around here who thought that Judd was kind of a lifer. And, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about that man because he did a lot of positive things for this community. But I think it really did shock a lot of people around here. And I think a lot of people are still recovering from that news. And rightfully so. I mean, anybody on that other side, anybody on Judd's side could probably say the same thing. They weren't necessarily expecting to make this move going into this year, but things happened. And it was an opportunity that presented itself. And you can't blame him for taking it.
You can't fault anybody for wanting to advance in their career.
Yeah.
And when you look at the facilities that North Royalton has, and when he posted the picture of, hey, we made a quick trip up to North Royalton for a quick workout, And when he posted that picture and I saw those facilities, I'm like, that's why.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. You know, I'm a Tiffin guy. I've been living here since I was 18. I wasn't born and raised here, so I don't know about the traditions and all that from, you know, Gilbert and everybody else, but I do know that Columbian's facilities are not the best. And when it comes to a Division III football team, you know, there's schools in this area that have much better facilities. And, you know, obviously we know all about the funding shortfalls and, you know, anything. They don't exactly have a bunch of money sitting around that they could make improvements to the facilities with, you know. They do with what they have. It's a public school. And I'll just say that when I saw the picture of that North Royalton weight room, I was like, yeah, that's a really nice facility. They put a lot of money into that place, and they're looking for a winner, and they think he's a winner. And I think so too. I think he's done a great job since taking over. Obviously, it was a rough path at first because the cupboards were a little bare when he took over.
Yeah.
But once he got things established there, I think he reignited the tradition and the culture that had been missing there for a few years. And I think it's going to be, those are going to be huge shoes to fill, just from the simple fact that Judd wasn't just a coach. He was a community member. He was an alumni from Tiffin Columbian. A lot of people knew him as Judd and not just Coach Lutz. And that's, like I said, that's going to be a big hole to fill. But I don't think anybody can fault him for taking that job. I just think that a lot of people were shocked by it because they thought that, you know, he was here for the long haul. I know some people within the Tiffin youth football community that were really shocked because of the changes that were made last year. And, you know, people thought that, you know, he was in it for the long haul because he was setting that up for, you know, basically like a feeder program into his high school program.
And that kind of shows that that was his plan. But like you said, things happen, and this was presented to him, and it's kind of one of those things like, will you regret it if I turn this down?
Yes.
Like, this is a chance for him to advance in his career and what he loves doing, and I cannot fault him for that at all.
Well, and I always say, whenever we go anywhere with my kids, we go camping or anything, I always say the idea is to leave it better than you found it. And I think in this case, Judd is leaving this program 100%. In much better shape than the shape that he founded it.
Yep.
You talk about the improvements that he's made to the facilities over the years, to the tradition, to, you know, just the changes that were made with youth football. You know, he's done such a phenomenal job in the short amount of time that he's been there. And, you know, a lot of people obviously were expecting him to stay for a long time, but I wouldn't rule out a homecoming in the future. But I would say, as for right now, like, they are going to have to figure out the next direction for that program, because ideally what you'd like is someone to just kind of pick up where he left off and just continue. What you'd like is a Scott Donaldson. When Mike Hallett left Heidelberg to take that job at Toledo, Scott Donaldson stepped in and basically there was no drop off. It was like, that's just the continuation of what Mike Hallett had already established. Well, that's what you want at Columbian this year. You want somebody that can just step up and say, I know exactly what to do. We've been here for this long. We know what to do. Let's just do this. And, you know, their interview process closed. The window closed, I think, last week. So we'll probably find out who the new head coach is pretty soon. I'm hoping, I didn't hear anything about anyone applying for the job or anyone.
I didn't hear any rumbles.
No leading candidates, nothing. I haven't heard anything about anything, but there are a couple names that I'd like to see in the mix. With Chad Long stepping down from Fremont, I'd like to believe that his name should be involved in the coaching search, at least in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if he's done coaching. I don't know if he wants to be involved in that coaching search. I'm not trying to speak for him. I'm just saying that there was a time when he was in line for that job and it would be an obvious fit, and he knows all about the tradition, the culture there. And I just think that would be a home run for me, but that's me. There are obviously other candidates out there available that probably applied for that job. There are probably candidates that were on that staff
That's what I
that
was
would
gonna
like to
ask.
take that job.
Is there any in-house that we'd be looking at?
Tommy brought up a name that was already on the staff, and I can't remember what his name is, but yeah, there's definitely some guys that deserve a look. So we'll see how this all turns out. Any other coaching changes that I can think of in the area? I don't think. It was just those two.
Yeah.
Um,
nothing that we cover.
Yeah. No, because
everything stay the same.
Everybody else is staying the same. Yeah, as far as I know. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how this Colombian coaching search concludes and where they end up coming out, because they've got some good talent coming back next year, and they've got some talent coming up through the ranks too. So, it's going to be up to the next guy to take this and run with it. So, we'll see. We'll stick with the local stuff. We'll talk about some basketball since we're in basketball season now. Gibsonburg took the top spot in the SBC River over the weekend with a big win over Old Fort. That was a slugfest from what I understand. A lot of back and forth between those two. Gibsonburg pulls away at the end. Reese Walby, a big contributor for the Golden Bears this year. That's going to be different because you got a lot of teams in that conference that are always kind of jockeying for that top spot, and none of them are really up there this year. Like talk about Calvert's always one of the top spots in the river. Hopewell Loudon's always one of those top teams. New Regal's usually one of the top teams. Those teams are all down this year as far as the league play. They're still competitive. I'm not saying anything negative about them. I'm just saying as far as league play, they've had a few losses. Gibsonburg, the only team with just one loss. Old Fort with 2 losses on the year in league play. Sandusky St. Mary's had a really surprising season this year. Great season, 7-2 in league play. They are 13-3 overall. But Lakota's had a pretty surprising season as well. They've had a lot of success, 9-7 overall, but in league play, 6-3. So they got there's some good teams in the river. And I think the thing that, this year more than any other year is there's parity from top to bottom. Like there's a few teams towards the bottom. Obviously they're having their issues this year, but when you talk about just the top, 8 schools, there's some really good competitive basketball being played this year. Woodmore's pretty good. Hopewell Loudon's pretty good. Lakota's pretty good. Calvert's pretty good. All those teams are kind of meddling in that middle. And then you've got those teams trying to figure out who that top team is this year. Gibsonburg separated themselves over the weekend with that big win. But where are you at, Brendon?
I mean, I feel like it's always like that in the SBC River. Like even when I was in school, there's never the one that's the shining bright light. It's always, they got punched last week and got beat, and then they went and punched out another one of the top people next week and then lost to somebody at the bottom. It's always been the basketball in the SBC River is always highly contested when there may be times it shouldn't be. There should be times where it's like, oh yeah, they'll go into this game and they'll mop the floor with them, and they may lose or they may only win by, a bucket or two here. And showing it this year, obviously Gibsonburg is the one that's able to run away with it, but I know it's usually between 3 teams to where it's like a 1 or 2 loss from taking that crown in the SBC.
So Gibsonburg's that team to beat this year, I think. Reese Walby's been a key contributor for them. They've got a couple other guys that have really been stepping up for them. That SBC River, like I said, a lot of talented teams, a lot of talent that's kind of showed out throughout the season. Reese Walby's one of those guys. Aiden Morant, another guy that's really kind of stepped up this year. Hunter Wasserman had some big moments for Gibsonburg this year. If you look at the leaders in the SBC, though, you talk about leading scorers. Logan Ritzler averaging 19 points a game.
That kid can shoot.
Yeah.
When they're playing Margaretta, it's like you come into that and it's like, okay, we're here to see Julian Washington put up, at least 20. And, he gets a couple buckets here and there, but other side of the floor, Logan's coming down, and it's just shoo,
Yeah.
shoo.
And it's quiet, you know,
Yes.
like he's unsuspecting. He's one of those guys that
Exactly.
when you see him, he doesn't look like a guy that's going to
No.
put up 30, and then you look up and he's got 20 at the end of the third. You're
That's
like,
what I
what
was.
the heck?
That's what I was gonna say. He gets a couple of those shots going. It was like, oh my god, okay, like
Yeah.
you know, he could put the ball in the bucket very easily without, you know, where he's got to run the whole offense to be able to do it. It's like, no, we can run the whole offense and give it out to you, and he was making it happen.
He's leading the league in 3-pointers made. He's shooting about 37%, 36% from 3-point land. Like I said, averaging 19 points per game. Reese Walby just under him at 18 points per game. And then Ashton Miller had a pretty surprising or pretty great season for him. 16.5 points per game. He's kind of taken over that leadership role for that Hopewell Loudon Chieftains team, that leading scorer role.
He's the same thing with Ritzler. Like
Yeah.
when they played Newrigal, he had a quiet like 19 or 18 where
It sneaks up on you.
most of the time in the game, I'm like, why isn't he taking more shots? Because what I've seen with him, you know, he's usually getting the ball a lot and they're feeding him a lot. And it was like, oh man, he didn't, you know, he probably had like 6 points tonight. And then you look at it, it's like, holy crap, where did he get 19 from?
Yeah.
And he does it on both sides of the floor. He's up there blocking shots, grabbing the ball, and you know, he does it on both sides.
Well, he gets to the free throw line a lot.
Mhm.
Like he is second in the SBC in free throws attempted and made. He's shooting about 66% from the line, but he's 60 for 90 from the line. So like he shoots a lot of free throws,
Yeah.
and that's how it sneaks up on you. You know,
Yeah,
you
that
don't
is
realize
true.
his point total until it's like, oh wow, he's got 17. It's not even the third. It's not even the end of the third quarter, and it's like, yeah, because he's 6 for 7 from the line. And that's wide. So, but you got a couple other guys that's been stepping up, making some big contributions this year for their teams. But you know, in our area, our coverage area, we're not really seeing the separator, the team that's kind of like separated from the pack that says, all right, we are going to make a deep run. Like Gibsonburg, I got my eye on them. I want to see what they're about come tournament time.
Yes.
You know, that's a team that doesn't have a whole lot of tournament experience. And I'm not saying anything like there's talent, and talent can get you a long way. But when it comes time to play tournament basketball, experience means a lot, especially coaching experience. That's where a lot of these teams, they surprise you in the postseason because they got an experienced coaching staff. They might be, you know, they might finish the season 10-9 or, you know, maybe 12-10 on the season, and they sneak in as like an 8 seed or something, and then they go on a run and they make it all the way to like district finals.
That's what I was going to say. Looking at the top 8 right there, either one of them could make it out of the sectional.
Exactly.
I can easily see it.
So it's just basketball is one of those sports where, yes, there's some teams that are in the lead right now in that conference, but there's still some basketball to be played yet. You still got 6 games in the regular season to play for a lot of these teams, and then postseason play is just around the corner.
Big couple weeks coming up.
Girls postseason draw this Sunday for divisions 3 through 7, and then the boys divisions 3 through 7 will be the following Sunday. They do the weird thing with divisions 1 and 2 where they announce them like the week after divisions 3 and 7. I don't know why they do that, but it's whatever. But that's how we'll figure out where some of these teams will kind of shake out in the postseason when tournament draws are announced. But boys basketball, that's kind of the landscape in the river. In the lake right now, we're looking at Perkins is just leading everybody. Columbian hanging in there 8-9 on the year. A learning year. Coach Jack Alexander, new coach, new coaching staff, still trying to figure out where they fit and where their pieces fit.
Yeah, it's a young tweet. I think they have 2 seniors. They're not too senior heavy.
3.
So
yeah,
and one of them unfortunately got hurt. So it's definitely a young squad going into the year with a young coach. So
yeah, but that's a team to keep an eye on come tournament time. But obviously Sandusky, Bellevue, Perkins, those are the top teams right now in the lake. With Perkins and Sandusky right there. Perkins is 6-0, Sandusky is 6-1. So those are probably your top 2 teams in the lake. The N10 right now, I think, is all Colonel Crawford by a mile. The next closest team, I believe, is Seneca East. Let me check my records here before I go say for sure. No, Cary is 8-1 in league play.
Back, yeah.
They were 0-5 at one point they're 0-5 in non-league play, but they are 8-1 in league play.
Win when it matters.
And that's Blue Devils. That's kind of their MO over there. Cary is like, at the beginning of the season, we're going to figure out who we are. And by the end of the season, we're going to know who we are and then just kind of roll. And that's what they're doing. 8-1 in league play, right behind Colonel Crawford at 9-0. Colonel Crawford 13-1 on the season, just the one loss. And then Seneca East at 13-4 overall. They are 8-3 in league play. So those are your top three teams in the N10 right now. Colonel Crawford is just on a roll right now, and they look like the team to beat in our area. Obviously, there's Margaretta as well. They're sitting. Let me see what their record is. I think they are 14-2.
Yeah, 2.
And they have 7-0 in league play in the Lake or in the Bay division. Sorry. Willard's having a pretty good year in basketball. 15-2, 7-1 in basketball in the Bay division. So, but that's where you're looking at for local basketball. We got our eyes on girls basketball as well. Right now, currently, I believe the Calvert girls team, Gibsonburg is leading in the SBC River. Woodmore second place at 9-2, and then the Calvert girls team is 8-3 in league play. Like I said, girls season just about set to wrap up. I think they only have like 6 games left as well, so we'll see what the tournament looks like, and we'll see what our coverage is going to look like when it comes to tournament time. I know we'll pick up at least 1 or 2 girls games, but it's going to be dependent on area teams and how well they do, because we don't cover a lot of these teams that are really good this year, so we might not have a whole lot of basketball coverage this year. So we'll just have to see how it goes. We're hoping for a deep run for any of these teams, multiple teams hopefully, but like I said, we'll just see how this rolls out. Girls basketball in the Lake, I believe the Bellevue Lady Red are pulling away with that one, undefeated in league play as well, and they are still undefeated in the season as well. So defending state champs in Division 4 girls basketball, just picking up where they left off. And they've got a young class too, of freshmen that are coming in and just being contributors for that team. So that's a team that I think a lot of people have their eye on for sure, obviously. But yeah, that's it for the local spotlight. We will keep our eyes on what's going on with the local basketball scene, and we'll keep you up to date on what our broadcast plans are. Now, last thing for the show tonight, I want to talk about a viral video. So I found a viral video that I thought was hilarious, and I shared it in the group text, and everybody else thought it was pretty funny. And then I kind of was perusing on Facebook, and I found it shared in a group that I'm also in, and someone tagged the announcer in that group in the comments and said, "Look, you're famous." And he said, "Yeah, it was a wild night, one of the wildest nights of commenting I've ever had." And so I messaged the guy, or commented on the post and said, "Hey, I'd love to interview for our podcast." And he's like, "Okay, how do we do this?" So then I friend requested him, sent him a message saying, "Hey, come on with us next Monday, 8:00. We got the Pulse podcast. I'd love to have you on as an interview." Had it all lined up. Thought he was coming on with us. Messaged him this morning, said, "Hey, what's your email address for the Zoom call?" Never got anything.
Crickets.
Sent him another message at 5:30. "We still good for tonight?" Crickets again.
Yeah, come to find out, I looked this guy up. He's big time now.
Yeah, he's big time. He was on NBA Today, right?
Yep.
And a couple other big
inside the NBA
media outlets had him on. And
he went pretty viral.
This one went big time viral. And I thought I got out ahead of it, but I guess I got out a little too far ahead of it because by the time he got back to us, yeah, we needed to do a podcast last Monday, essentially. Like that's what it needed to happen. So we just waited a week too long, I guess, because he just wasn't interested in doing another interviews. Probably interviewed out. He's like, all right, I'm done with this. But anyways, I found this video and I thought this was hilarious. So first of all, middle school basketball
game, yeah.
Being streamed live.
It was a championship game.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't know that. That's a good caveat to know. I did not know that.
It was a championship game.
But regardless, like, how often do you see a middle school basketball game being live streamed by a production company? Like, that would be us setting up and streaming the middle school championship game here.
We've done youth football, so.
Youth football, for sure. Not saying it wouldn't happen. I'm just saying that it would take a lot for it to happen in our area, you know? So when I saw this and I saw the video of it, and then I saw the chaos and the mayhem that ensued during this, I'm like, these guys, like, the way they reacted, it's almost like this is a common occurrence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like this ain't the first time we've dealt with Ryan.
Yeah. So, Greggy, you got that queued up?
Yeah. I'm gonna queue it up and pause it for a second. I want to try to get the audio to play both ways.
Okay.
So you guys can hear it.
All right.
So this should be this here.
Go get Justin.
Yeah, while he's loading it up, I was looking stuff up about it before I came here. His name is James Sandlin.
Dude, that is a big middle schooler. 00. He's as tall as the coach.
Let's see if that actually worked.
And here we go.
There's Ryan in the white shirt right there. Trying
Let's
to
get out of here.
Let's get the ball game.
Hey, let's get the ball game.
Look here. This ball game's got to get over.
Look here.
This ball game's got to get over.
I love that.
He's trying to direct traffic.
Ain't no sense in doing this.
You can't get this.
And
And they just tased Ryan. This ball game is over.
this ball game's over.
They just tased Ryan.
That's just a normal Saturday.
We're going to end our live feed. This game has got to come to an end.
They just tased Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was that, and then I got something else. I'm gonna.
Greggy had some time to tinker around with this one a little bit.
Yeah, because we
Give me 1 second.
we ran across, we kind of stumbled across something, and it was too perfect.
Yeah, a little thought that came across my head here, so I'll do this here.
That's a.
I call it "Who Done It Better."
Now, who done it better?
So I'll stop it and I'll restart. Here we go.
Who done it?
This ball game's got to get over.
Yeah, let's go. This game's over.
My God, this is over. I cannot believe this is over right here.
This is over.
One more time for the folks at home.
Jim Ross.
My God,
This ball game's got to get over.
Yeah, let's go. This game's over.
my God, this is over. I cannot believe this is over right here.
Believe it.
Who is that? Was that Mankind under that?
Yes.
So let's hear some more facts about James Sandlin.
Yeah, so he was actually probably explains why he was so nonchalant and calm during that. He was a retired state trooper of 25 years. So he's probably tased someone himself a few times.
Yeah.
He's probably tased Ryan
Time or
before.
two.
I'm
That was
guessing
the question I had for him. Like, how many times has Ryan been tased?
Yeah, when you texted me this and asked me if I wanted to be on here, I was like, yes, I have all the questions and they're mostly about Ryan. Like, I want to know about Ryan.
Yeah,
Like, does this guy know Ryan? Can we get Ryan on as well?
Yeah, I mean, how often do you ever see a crowd, go crazy like that, and somebody doesn't say, "Oh my God, who'd they just tase? Who got tased?"
Right. Yeah.
Instead, you're like, "Hey, no, there goes Ryan."
There goes Ryan.
Yeah, and they saw, if you watch that video, watch it back, you see Ryan now that you know who he is,
Oh,
run
right
out
away.
onto the court, and he says, "Oh, here we go!"
Yeah.
Like they knew
Yeah.
as soon as he
Once
got on the
Ryan
court,
was
out
out
there, it was
Yeah.
over.
I think my second favorite part, besides I tased Ryan, is just hearing the taser actually hit him. I'm like, yep, it's coming. Here it comes.
And the guy that does it is like, he's just so nonchalant. He's just like, all right, fine.
Well, you see, like I watched him the second few times I watched it, and like he's sitting there just fighting, trying to get away from this cop. And the cop's like, "All right, fine,
Go get Justin.
he wanted to play." But yeah, that explains.
Look at him right there on the
Yeah,
right.
he's got like khakis in
They're
it.
trying.
Yeah.
No, he's got jeans on. They're
Oh yeah,
trying.
they're all fighting. He's
Yeah.
pushing everybody back.
The cop's got khakis and like a utility belt on. He's just like, all
He
right,
got his hand on
fine.
it right now. He's already ready.
Yeah,
Like, all
you
right.
can't get this.
Look at him. He's ready.
And they just tased
The
Ryan.
other one laid him down almost,
This ball game is over.
and I think the one that laid him down, he's looking a little shocked. Like he probably caught a little. I was like, "God, dang it, dang it, Ryan!"
I just love you hear that click. You hear that click of the taser go off. Click.
So this was an eighth grade county finals.
Finals.
8th grade, that's junior high, not middle school. I guess it's different down there in Kentucky.
Down there in Kentucky.
But yeah, he's described his experience as bittersweet because he feels terrible about it happening at a children's event.
Yeah.
But he
Well.
also finds the humor in his reaction. So he would have been a great interview, I think.
Oh, for sure. It's just, yeah, I was hoping that we'd be able to get him on, but
Maybe when his 15 minutes is up, we can get his 16th minute.
yeah, that's probably what the case is. But either way, I thought it was hilarious.
Yep. Just tased Ryan.
All right, last thing here, we got some candy to get into here,
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
So, first,
The last time I was here, I had Mountain Dew pie.
I will say, before we get completely out of sports, I did hear rumors of a possible head coach candidate for Columbian.
Oh.
No
And
boy.
take a look there on the screen.
There it
oh, there
is.
he is. I knew it.
It's just Judd put on a few pounds and put on a wizard head.
All right, so last time you were on, you had a Mountain Dew pie.
Yeah.
So we're on a Mountain Dew kick here. I found these at the store, and I said, all right, these are definitely for Eric. Mountain Dew flavored Trolleys. Yeah, the Sour Bright gummy worms. That's right. So, let's see. That one looks Mountain Dewy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that looks scary.
I'm going to get you a green
The
one,
pie
too.
was
Yep.
glowing.
This one probably
Baja
glows under a
Blast
black
pie.
light.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a shot here.
Tastes like a gummy worm.
No, it doesn't taste like Mountain Dew at all.
It's a gummy worm. I mean, it's good.
It tastes like what you would describe Mountain Dew to taste like.
And it
just-
tastes like Mountain Dew.
It just tastes like lime. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, nothing. That Taco
Yeah.
Bell pie was
That hit it.
bad.
That one was definitely it.
Those are
I'm
good, but you didn't need to put Mountain Dew on name on that.
No, those are just regular old gummy worms. I'll let Greggy try one too. So
A
this,
trolley. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Brendon, last time you were supposed to come on the show, you had a segment that you were going to do during the show where you were going to bring on some international snacks.
yes.
So you purchased an international snack box
A
with
snackle
a
box.
bunch of different snacks from all over the world. And then we never ended up doing your podcast.
Yes, unfortunately. And if you've never, the international snack thing, you do not watch Good Mythical Morning. That's what it's inspired from.
Okay. So you took this to the Who's Christmas Party.
Who's
and
Christmas
put it
Party.
in the white elephant.
Yep.
And then I ended up
You stole it from a
snagging
child.
This. Yes, I did steal it from a child. I stole it from a child. Your child. No. Tommy's child. Sorry.
Tommy's child.
Tommy's
My child was not there.
It was a Hall child.
None of the adults wanted to open any of the gifts, so they just kept stealing hers so she could, she just open it like,
So there is all different kinds of stuff in here, and I don't know what to try. So
Just everybody pick one thing and we can pass it around.
yeah. How about you go ahead and just grab? Let's
I
not
saw a
even worry
Kit Kat
about.
thing in there.
We're not going to look at that yet. You just pick something out that you want. All right. So just reach in there and grab something that you want. Oh, all right. He found something he wants. I don't know.
Cocoa milk.
Nope. That Kit Kat. Give me that. What is
Kit
that?
Kat.
Milk
Kat.
chocolate
That
coated.
does not look like a Kit Kat.
Okay.
Ooh, what
it's
is
a puff
this?
pastry with strawberry sauce.
Okay, so this is orange flavored milk chocolate coated something.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we'll give it a shot. Yupo Coco Jello is what this is called.
Whoa.
Popo Gijo.
Whoa.
Just started falling on me.
Ho ho, Gijo.
This is
right.
interesting.
I was so rip it. So
What do you
can-
got over there?
I
you
don't
guys
know.
can
It's like
try
a
it.
pastry.
What is that? Pastry?
Yeah. It is.
That's not a Kit Kat.
It's kind of
It's a
just.
Kit Kat tat.
It kind of smells like a Three Musketeer.
I'm making a mess.
That looks pretty good. All right, let's
A
go.
puff pastry with strawberry sauce. It is falling apart.
Yeah.
It's like a fluffy Pop Tart.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like a fluffy Pop Tart. Yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty good.
Yeah, this is not bad.
Yeah, this is making a mess. But here, try a fluffy Pop Tart.
Oh, damn. Look at all that crumbly mess.
The crumble is the best part.
Cocoa milk. Sweet and simple.
I need
that
the
is-
Heart of Ohio ball game on.
I don't know. I
You
don't
have
remember
to
what.
quit with that.
I don't remember which post game interview it was that we did with Dom for one of our games. And me, Jacob, and Dom. I'm like, Jacob, we have to put this at least one time while we're
Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants this.
All right, you guys got to try
Nobody
this.
wants to.
It's an orange flavored jelly,
I'll trade.
and it has chocolate on the outside. It's very good.
Eric, I got your next treat.
Whoa.
It's you can like
Greggy's like, damn it, I want to try something.
look at it, hold it up to the light.
Eric!
You can like see through it.
What is he doing?
That is different.
Yeah. My mouth is confused.
It reminds me of. Have you ever had those little blueberry acai, like chocolate covered candies?
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yeah.
It's like orange.
Just confused my mouth a little bit.
It's like orange Jello inside of chocolate.
These look like
Here's yours.
gummies.
Here's yours, Eric.
What's that?
It's called cocoa milk.
It's kind of like a
It's just like a
Three
Three
Musketeer
Musketeer
kinda.
Yeah.
not bad.
Good.
So
Can't
what all we
complain.
got here? What else?
Those are the salty. Yeah, we got
Yeah,
got a
we
lot
need
of
a
sweet.
we need a salty since we just had sweet.
I think I like this one.
Go ahead, grab it. What do you think?
Crispy.
Here, Eric? I got some
Kubuk.
salties in here.
Yeah, pick one for me.
It just looks like a.
These are crackers.
That's racist.
There you go, cracker.
I can't tell you
Cheese
what this
powder.
is because it's not in English.
Yeah, this one is not either. These are like little sticks.
It's like I said. It's like something I got. You just got a different flavor. And mine
This
just looks like
is-
it's cheese.
Yeah, I've got some cheese and some peppers on there.
Baharatli cracker.
Riveting radio.
We had Pocky. We had
Oh,
a
yeah.
Pocky.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, just without the chocolate on it. This is what this one tastes like.
That was pretty good. Damn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Those are good.
that's got some good flavor to it.
Try
that one of
the
them?
cheese one. Pretty good. It's like simple. It's literally just like
That's what
a
I'm talking
pretzel
about.
rod.
I'm taking this bag with me. Those are good.
You gotta try.
Oh yeah,
Those are bomb.
yeah. It's like pizza flavored almost. It's almost like a pizza combo.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, those are really good. So I don't know what these are. Let me check out what we got here.
Oh yeah.
We got Crispy spiced. I think that's what I got here. No?
Spiced. Yeah, I think so. Is that
Long lost Spice Girl.
Yep, because you got the cheese one.
okay? Cool.
Crispy golden crackers infused with delicious cheesy flavors, savory and crunchy. They're perfect for playful snacking anytime, anywhere. Playful snacking.
Yeah, what is playful snack?
How do you playfully snack?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Wrong question for this.
Crunchy crackers
group, man.
sprinkled with a bold mix of spices. Zesty, savory, and fun. They deliver a taste adventure that keeps you reaching for more. Crispy
boy.
spiced.
What's happening? I don't even.
And then what'd you have, Eric? The chippers.
Yeah.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
They are
Sitar.
Sizzy chips, CIZI chips. Crunchy crackers with a smoky roasted pepper flavor.
Mm-hmm.
A bold, savory twist that adds excitement and a unique taste adventure.
Some cheese in there too.
Was that a unique taste adventure, Eric?
They're good. They're really good. Try them.
Yeah, those are really good. And then I had the Cocoa Jello Orange, a refreshing combination of juicy orange and silky chocolate, sweet, tangy, and uplifting. This candy feels like a burst of sunshine in every bite.
Boy.
That's a weird. It's like it's good, but it's that's different.
Yours
They
was
remind me of a certain cracker, but I can't think of what it is.
Yours was called Cocoa Milk.
Uh-huh.
A smooth milk chocolate bar with creamy milk filling.
A Three Musketeer.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
It melts
Well,
in your mouth for a
Well, that was a
sweet
boring
moment.
description. Who wrote that description?
Oh, there's more. Soft and rich.
Oh,
it
there we
melts in
go.
your mouth for a sweet moment of indulgence.
There it is.
And then you want your Kit Kat Tat?
Yes. That thing
Crispy
was-
wafers stacked with layers of strawberry cream. Fruity, crunchy, and playful. It delivers a crackling bite that fills your day with fun flavor and cheerful vibes.
Why don't you do voiceovers? Like,
I don't know.
So he does.
You can be the big voice guy.
He did one for the X-Ray song.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Damn it. All right. I think that's pretty much it, though, for us here tonight. I think it's late enough. I'm done, right? You guys not done?
I was already hungry, and then you just gave me snacks. So now I
You
gotta
know,
go eat.
that's why
I
I'm
gotta
like,
go
all
eat,
right,
man.
I want to eat. I'm done with snacking. Let's go home and eat. All right, Greg, I want to thank Greg the Wizard Kinn for keeping us locked in, making us look good, pulling up all the graphics for us. Thanks to Eric Hall and Brendon Blott for coming on with me this week. Thanks to all of you.
I was waiting for the. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that.
See that. Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody.
I
Wants
need a
to see
4-letter
that.
word for disappointment. Eric.
I'm surprised he doesn't have that queued
Oh,
up.
it's
I gave
on
it
my
to him.
computer. It's just not on there.
Eric!
But once again, thanks to all of you for tuning in. If you made it this far, always like, follow, subscribe. That all helps, but share the video. That helps us even more, helps us reach new audiences. Thanks again. Have a great night, everybody. You've been watching the Pulse Podcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Peace.
Peace out.
See ya.